Goodness, guys, how are we all doing today? Happy Sunday. Okay, so what's going on here? I have you all on a tripod, and I am in Millennium Park. There's a big water fountain right there. Maybe you're picking up on that noise. But I figured I just kind of wanted a change of scenery instead of just being in my car, uh, and just see how the message, my words, just see how things kind of flow. I hear some birds just kind of chirping up there, and I don't know. This just seems like a different kind of vibe, and I just kind of wanted to try it out here. So, why am I here? What am I doing today? What is the message? Well, let's rewind a little bit. I put out a few messages last week, kind of talking about this rebirth that I'm going through. One of them was about this very core childhood wound that I really just kind of got to the root of. Like I found all these traumas and I was dealing with all of these traumas, and I was just kind of pruning this tree that I talked about up until I got to the root of the problem, where it just was a problem, or more a wound. It was a wound of self-worth. And I saw it and I just plucked it right out. And then I talked about how I felt a lot lighter. Like now my the way that I'm moving forward and my personality is kind of adjusting, and now like I just feel more like myself, authentically myself, and I'm being more unapologetic about it, because I know myself so well. I know both my light and my darkness, and I know how to use them both to be who I was meant to be, in this lifetime. And I kind of say it like that because I, I, I guess the way that I kind of believe how all of this works is that, yeah, we have our souls, right? Our souls is kind of what kind of pushes these meat bodies around, and we have our souls, but we also have our minds, which are our egos. And ooh, okay, let's just kind of just dive into it. um it's like when we are children, that is kind of like our authentic selves, and then as we grow up, we kind of get put into this programming of how we should be acting, how we need to be, um, almost like how we should be presenting ourselves to 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 everyone around ourselves. Maybe it's for protection, or maybe it's for just a way of like navigating life. And yeah, as we grow up, whatever things that maybe our parents went through, or the people that we surround ourselves went through, they all project their own wounds and fears and pains all on us. And, you know, we are a product of that. You know, we learn these behaviors and we integrate them, and then it kind of becomes a part of who we are, whether it's for good or for bad. um, and yeah, like I guess like when I look at my own life, I see how I see the way that I act and I behave And I see how a lot of it just came from learned behaviors. Meaning, I see a lot of things from both my mom and my dad, some things from certain friends, even like maybe those that teach us, maybe teachers or mentors. And, like all that happens because we are just trying to figure ourselves out in this world. We're trying to figure out how to survive and how to navigate through this very complex reality that we all live in. I think that's probably a good way of putting it. But the more that I kind of like dive into this, the more that I see how it's almost like my entire life's mission has been me trying to feel lighter. Lighter as in trying to deconstruct these masks that maybe I've put up because of certain traumas or pains or experiences that I've gone through that made me put them up maybe in order to survive or protect myself. But that adds weight. That adds weight. And then, yeah, it's like throughout my childhood and teenage years, young adult years, like certain masks came up from certain situations and then they just became a part of me. But when each of them came up, I just felt like more and more not myself. And when I think about like the last like pretty much set of traumas that I really was willing to kind of just accept, as in again going back to my very toxic boss that sexually abused me. Like he physically touched me in a way that was not okay for me. And I remember that experience, and it was like I automatically, when it happened, it was like I put up a brand new mask. And I remember one of my mentors who witnessed it happen, he right away asked me if I was okay, and I remember I was just so numb. I was just like, uh-huh. And all that I could do in that moment, like after I basically left my boss's house, was I just, I was trying to learn how to swim. And I just kept doing that. That was like all I could do. I was so numb to everything. Like I also like at that same time like removed a connection to an ex-boyfriend at the time. So I was like I didn't have anyone with me, and I couldn't communicate what was going on to really anyone. I didn't really have any close friends, and I was kind of alone in that moment. I didn't really have anyone to really talk to about whatever just happened. And then, yeah, slowly throughout this like triathlon journey and just like moving and sitting with these issues that caused me so much pain and hurt, it really allowed me to like process these emotions and like fully understand it for what it was. And like when I look at what happened here with this workplace superior, now I see it completely for what it is. He probably went through some similar situation. He probably had maybe a fatherly figure. I'm not sure if it was his dad or maybe someone that represented that to him. But someone that definitely shaped him in some way, and that it was just like a generational wound that was passed down to him and then again passed down to me. And I don't know, like, I think I went through so much in my life that I was just like, yeah, I am so full of trauma and pain and shit. I'm done. I'm done carrying all of this crap that everyone has given me. Like, I had to process it. I had to deal with it. I was someone that wasn't dealing with any of it. And I don't know if how other people work. I feel like so many people, yeah, like some of their traumas, some of them kind of just get installed in them, that pain and hurt. And it becomes like a generational wound that they may or may not pass to those around them. But I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of, like, think about myself and how, yeah, like, these traumas, they definitely feel like me putting up a wall and a mask, and that just feels like extra energy that I'm putting up. And like I said, like, how it became too much for me to hold, it was like too many masks that I had up. And I think I was already someone that was like trying to heal through some of my masks. Like, obviously, like, I came out as bisexual when I was like 19, and then I later like came out as pansexual recently. I think at maybe 20, when I was 26, maybe. Because I was trying to like heal through, yeah, like things that I've been through. Like when I came out as pansexual, that was because I healed my inner, I guess, my masculine energy. Because we both have feminine and masculine energy, and I could feel my feminine energy strongly, but I definitely had wounded masculine energy that I was able to process through when I was about 26. And that felt like a release, like, boom, it's out. But yeah, it was like when this wound happened with my workplace superior, you know, I guess in a way it felt like my masculine energy got injured again. And in a way, yeah, it made me go numb. And I felt it as like a weight to make me almost feel controlled in a way. But it was like my inner life force, my soul was like, you're gonna fight through this. And that's why I became so consistent with my training and, you know, kept fighting back. I kind of feel like my own existence is like a rebellion to the framework and the programming that others try to put on me, that try to make me not my authentic self. And it's like my soul really knows itself. And yeah, like I feel like I can confidently say right now, when I'm 30 years old, I freaking know myself. Like that moment with my workplace superior, that just triggered an effect in me where I started picking up my dominoes, all of them that have fallen. I started, finding my voice again, because I don't. If there's a few of you who have been watching along with me for some time, and it was like I started putting up my boundaries like crazy. Like I would go on Teams at my previous chapter, my previous workplace, and I would. I've been told it was like a rant, but I would put paragraphs of just telling people, I need y'all to put in a ticket because I need things to flow better. Because I was trying to protect my peace, and I was trying to make a system so that I could be recognized for the work I was doing, so I could, rise up and get paid for the work that I was doing, the hard work that I was doing, and so that I could, make things work efficiently. Like, I love efficiency. That's part of my ego, I'm not gonna lie. Virgos love efficiency. I needed that system so that I could develop a better flow so that things could work better for everyone. Because it was like free for all over there. It was like a circus. Like, geez, man, like that's not how you should be allowing things to run, especially when it's like one main person that knows everything. And yeah, it doesn't, the way that people try to make things run there was honestly ridiculous. But I digress. I really, made it an effort to pick up my dominoes because I kind of just freaking had it. I freaking had it. I couldn't live my best life with my dominoes just a mess and all scattered. So like it was like when I like finally was able to like find my voice and almost like stand up to my toxic boss, it was like I healed my inner masculine energy again for the second time. And then it was like I got that lesson. Like now I know myself again. And then slowly but surely, I started healing other things. I started healing this people-pleasing energy about me, which was like, I'm not gonna lie, that probably was like healing my feminine energy in a bit. Because my feminine energy is like kind of about nurturing and caring for others. And me being an empath, like I care a lot. And Virgos are all about healing and giving service. Like that's why I work in IT. But there was definitely some sort of self-worth childhood wound in there where I felt like I had to keep giving to others for them to respect me for some reason. And finally, after being so depleted of my energy and feeling so drained in my last workplace, the people pleasing started very slowly started stopping. Like I started standing up to a few people on that senior leadership team, like beyond my toxic boss, and started like letting them know, like, no. In fact, I remember I told the partner of one of the heads of a department that this person really pushed me to putting in my notice because they were not respecting my job and my title. And they they would always like sweet talk me, like, oh, my son is also an Eddie or an Ed, and it was like the same line every time. She would always sweet talk me, and I could just see right through her mask and how she was trying to manipulate me and control me. And I think I kind of gave her that power because of how much I was people pleasing at the very beginning of my job. Like, was so, I cared so much for everyone. I cared so much for everyone. And I don't necessarily regret doing that. Like, I do care, and I do wish the best for everyone, and I do want to help everyone. I just, nowadays, I'm just a little bit more careful with how I give off my energy. Like, I'm not giving it so freely anymore. There's going to be a little bit of a barrier to make sure that, I know that you're a good egg. Because otherwise then I give my power away to other people, and then they feel like that they can do whatever they want with me. Like this one person on that senior leadership team who would always make me do things beyond my job title. But like everyone has their own things. Like this person, for example, someone probably manipulated and controlled her, and now she knows that maybe her way of being is like of navigating this reality is to now be the shark, because someone was the shark towards her. Yeah, it's all like just generational trauma. It's all just generational trauma. But anyway, like continuing on with this conversation here, all of these wounds, yeah, they just take energy to carry, but then to also heal. And now again, like, I'm at a place where I heal both my masculine energy and my feminine energy. I'm done with that people pleasing. Like, I am worthy. I am worthy. I don't need to do things for other people to feel worthy. I can also go ahead and take whatever action I want to take. There was a part of me that was scared to put out my words and say things and pave a way forward. I was definitely paralyzed for a while when my masculine energy was injured. But now it's all balanced, and I just know myself. I plucked out that inner childhood wound, and I mean, I recognize these wounds for what they are. They won't ever be fully healed, but now I know how to turn that pain into my own strength in a way. Because now I'm going to lean into the ways that I was scared. It's like what your fears are can totally be your strengths if you just work through the root of the problem. If you transmute it. And then you just end up feeling a lot lighter because you don't have that energy that ends up being that wall or that mask. Like, you can just be who you are, your authentic self, however you appear, the way that you are meant to be. In a previous video, I put out a message of, well, going back to the Big Bang, it was just the one singularity, right? And then it exploded as the Big Bang, and everything Everything is energy from the Big Bang. We are energy, even our thoughts are energy. The sun is energy. This little swing I'm on is energy. This movement is energy. Everything is energy. And everything is just a fragment, a piece of the one singularity. We are all one. So however we're meant to appear authentically, let's all appear authentically how we're supposed to be. And that is who, if you can remember, who you were pretty much when you were a child growing up, before you got put through like learning how to exist in this world. It's like, as I get older, I'm realizing that, yeah, getting older is like, we're on a mission of deconstructing all of the crap that we've, been through that changed us negatively. Like, part of me being my authentic self is I get to, be all bubbly and cheerful and goofy and, like I put up a video not too long ago of me setting up a fire pit. I threw a log in there and then a branch whipped me on the cheek. And then I just laugh about it. I think it's funny. I think it's fun to not be all proper and be like, oh yes, I have to be like this all the time and blah 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 blah. No. I can be whatever feels right. And my authentic self is being goofy sometimes. It's also calling things out when I'm sensing, BS. Because I don't want people to manipulate or control me in any sort of way. Like, I am a free spirit. I know who I am, and I know how I need to represent myself here and now. And maybe in a way, I'm trying to show you all how I live my life. And maybe part of why you all watch is because maybe I contain pieces to your own puzzle of uncovering maybe some deep wounds, or uncovering masks that you put up that maybe you're not like completely conscious about. I mean, it's probably different for all of you. Or maybe you watch because it's entertaining. Or maybe because you find it very unexpected that I have these deep thoughts, and maybe just that fact is interesting by itself. Who knows? I mean, it's going to be different for everyone. But in a way, I do feel like I need to express myself the way that I want to express myself, and that is, this is my authentic self. Because I work so hard to be my authentic self. The reason why my authentic self is so important to me is because I'm just going to be super honest. As a kid growing up, I don't think I really remember being like a pure child. Right away as a kid, I remember I was very nervous about everything. I mean, I was super sensitive and I was told not to cry. It was like the people around me really didn't know how to almost parent me or help me navigate things in a way that could really help me. Like, I had to figure all of that out, I'm just gonna say. And I'm not like giving crap to those around me. Like, they did the best they could, again, because of things that they went through, things that maybe were not healed within them. I'm happy to say that a lot of those things that maybe weren't healed in them at the time are, a lot of those things have been improved, and I'm happy for their own growth. But yeah, I just want to come out and just be myself, because that way I'm not burning extra energy on anything. I can just be me, enjoy my life to the fullest extent, feel light. I'm enjoying myself swinging on this swing, telling you all my experience. Like, what a gift that is. To navigate everything that I did, to survive everything that I did, and be able to tell you all how it all happened and how I am here swinging on this swing. I can do whatever I want to do now. Like, there's no limit. There's no limit. I proved that to myself when I did all these rides and races, and I'm not done with that. I'm gonna announce some more rides and some more races, and I'm of course gonna bring you all along on the way with me, because I like to share what I'm up to. I like to, I don't know, capture things. And the funny thing is that has always stuck with me. Maybe I'll share some of these videos in time, but I definitely posted videos when I was in middle school and high school. Like, even like before I hit puberty, so I have like a really high-pitched voice. It's great. um but yeah, guys, I am me, myself, and I'm so proud of myself for getting here at this point. I can do whatever I want to do. And I do sit here in my own power, because I know myself. I know who I am authentically. And, you all have the power too. We all do. It just comes with really knowing who you are. And a lot of that comes from just your inner child. Your inner child. And if that's too hard to remember, it comes from healing the pain that you've gone through. Sitting with it, processing it, moving through it. And I'm going to say through activity. When you move, you're moving the energy. And moving the energy, you start manipulating it, bending it, contracting it, stretching it. It becomes malleable. And eventually you get it formed into the right piece to your puzzle. And then it's just like you get it. And then it becomes almost like a strength or a superpower. So I hope you all take something from this really long message. This is gonna be like my longest video ever. But I hope you all, find something to take from this. Whether it's something about trauma, or how people control people, or how like the framework of like society is really just trying to reshape you in a certain way, away from your true self. I hope you all can really find who you all really are, and find your inner strength. I'll always have your back when it comes to you being your authentic self. And I'm gonna keep posting my content and my stories, and I'm just gonna keep, being me. yeah, I just hope something resonates here. But I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. It's 35 minutes long now. I hope you all have a great evening, or whenever you're watching this. I hope your day goes great. And yeah, no, seriously, peace and love to you all. All right, have a good one. Bye.